Welcome to another Page Turning Tuesday with Tom. We're on chapter 15. I just visited my shrink and I'm getting comfortable on the couch and I'm kind of putting myself back into Cliff's garage. I awake to the sound of music coming from inside the house. It's faint, but when they sing the chorus, I can tell it's 30 days in the hole. I roll my eyes involuntarily, more like 60 days in the hole. I get up, get dressed, sneak inside looking for something to eat, and find nothing in the cupboards. On a whim, I dig into the far corner of the freezer and find some old ice cream and chisel myself a bowl. Then I retreat to the garage to enjoy my breakfast in the peace and quiet of my personal space that I share with a lawnmower. With a blanket draped over my shoulders, I listen to another sound competing for my attention: rain. The wind picks up and the rain gutters begin to gurgle. The branches of the tree in the side yard start brushing against the roof of the garage. I'm locked in a frozen spell of self-pity, knowing I'm starting the new year stuck in the garage of one of my mother's ex-lovers. The sound is hauntingly familiar. My thoughts drift back through time. Memories begin scraping together like rasping stones. My mother has a set of polished rocks called worry stones. She shows me how they work. Most people just use one and rub it like this with their thumb. I like to hold two and rub them together like this. A mellow, scratchy sound of sadness escapes her hand. There's no right or wrong way. Want to try? I don't like that my mother has worry stones or that she doubles up on them. That means she's unhappy or anxious or both. I take one of the stones into my hand and rub my thumb back and forth over the smooth surface. It doesn't do much for me. Then I try it her way and find it even less comforting because of the sound. When we were little, Mom gave us permission notes we took to the store so we could buy her Pall Mall cigarettes. Now that we're bigger, she has us conduct drug deals for her and Charlie. As a 10-year-old, it's just another chore I do when asked to make her life easier. She's always very thankful. It's much more discreet for you to make the deals than it is for me. She teaches us a code and words to use for various amounts of pot, hash, and pills. A pound of dope is called a library. 1 ounce is a book, a hardcover book if it's especially good. Half an ounce is a paperback, and a 1/4 ounce is a magazine. Hash has a similar hierarchy based on boulders, stones, and pebbles. Pills and other drugs are masked as dessert items: cookies, cupcakes, pies, and various types of cakes. Especially on the phone, use the code words in case the man is listening in, so they won't understand what we're talking about, I say. Exactly. I'm thinking, this won't fool anyone, but say, how fun. My mother is the drug lord of a local cartel, and her children are her mules, pushers, and trafficking thugs. It's extremely unfair that our friends can call our mother Mom, and we have to call her Mayor. This is a non-negotiable rule. Other rules are more like suggestions and general guidelines that can be stretched, altered, and broken without consequence. Chris and I call her the Mayor of Hippieville because she's the young-looking hip mom who buys my sisters and their friends drugs and alcohol and lets everyone party at our house. Mayor says it's much safer than hustling booze from strangers at the liquor store, which in Davis at the time could only be purchased outside the city limits. Our house on L Street becomes party central, and I get sick of hearing how lucky I am to have such a cool mom. She becomes the adult all the kids can count on if they're in trouble, need advice, a place to crash, or just in search of some hugs and drugs. It becomes increasingly more difficult to hide the truth about my family to my friends. Mare and Charlie go out one Friday night to see a 4-member band cleverly named the Foreskins at the Paragon downtown. Shelley is unofficially in charge, which means nothing. She can be unofficially in charge and decide to leave the house and put Chris in unofficial charge, and so on down the line. Tonight, however, Shelley has no plans and disappears into the black hole of her bedroom. The night is uneventful for the first few hours. Then we hear Shelley scream at the top of her lungs. Chris is the first to get there. The rest of us are right behind her. Shelley is totally freaking out. I saw a peeping Tom outside my window. I'm freaking out. Oh my God. I was changing my shirt. I think he saw my tits. I'm so fucking freaked. You're stoned. You probably saw your own reflection in the window. She's frightfully upset and remains on high alert, bolting through the house, locking the doors, and covering windows. First, she calls the peeping Tom a prowler, then a violent criminal, then a rapist, and then a serial axe murderer. She has us huddled together in the living room on Mom's waterbed with all the lights on, convinced the killer is still lurking right outside. We gobble up her fear, our shaking amplified by the teetering surface beneath us. Shelley calls the police. Then, just as quickly as she became riled up, she regains her composure and starts laughing about the whole thing. The rest of us ride the undulating wave of relief on Mare's waterbed. I did see someone out there, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm fine now. God, I'm such a drama queen. Sorry for freaking you guys out. Maybe you should call the police back, Chris says. Tell them false alarm or something? It hits us all at once at the same time. We do not want the police at this house. We'll leave it off for there. This is a good story. We'll pick it up next time on another Page Turning Tuesday with Tom. Thanks so much for tuning in.